Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Avry Sports Show. The interviews are back on this kind of chilly Toronto Eve afternoon. Thankfully, it's not snowing, and I'm joined by the very first guest of Avry Sports Show of 2016, Mr. Bartko from Bradcast Sports on Blog Talk Radio. Brad, how was your holidays, sir? How you doing?
It was good, man. I ate lots of food, and now just getting back in the swing of things. Things are well, Avery. It's good.
That's good. Please tell me you didn't get relocated to San Diego or Oakland, did you? The NFL didn't move you, Brad?
No, not yet. Actually, funny story. I will be in California in less than a month, going on an Oilers road trip, but I'm not relocating. I'm just going to visit.
Okay, just visiting. I guess we can start there. So what are your thoughts, Brad? Over the past few days and past few weeks, the rumors were big in the NFL. The Rams are staying, the Chargers are moving, the Raiders are moving, they're staying, and now it's official. The St. Louis Rams for the 2016 NFL season will move back to California and will be known as the LA Rams. What are your thoughts on that, Brad? For the first time in, well, I guess, our lifetimes, in a way, we can watch NFL in Los Angeles.
Well, I'll tell you one thing first and foremost. The Oakland Raiders aren't very happy. I'll give you that first. And you know what? I think it's really good for LA. They were desperate. I think to get they got the Kings, but hockey just isn't big. In the States. I mean, and yes, they got the Clippers and the Lakers, but I mean, I think it's good that football is finally back. It wasn't working for St. Louis. It just wasn't there, the fan base. I mean, obviously, they're very upset. I mean, all they got now is the Cardinals and the Blues. I would presume in the future, at some point, they would try and get another NFL team back in that market. But obviously, like you said, for now, they moved to LA. I think it's great for the NFL. It's a better fan base. This city was hungry. They weren't very happy when they left in the first place. So now that they're back, and I tell you what, they got a pretty good team, to start. Todd Gurley, I think, will thrive there in LA with, especially from a marketing standpoint. I think his brand is just going to grow even more. And, I mean, this is great for the NFL. Great move, and you know what? I'm excited to see the LA Rams. It's going to be a little bit weird because you're so used to calling them the St. Louis Rams for, at least our lifetime. But now they're the LA Rams, and, I'm excited to see what they can do and see how that fan base embraces them back.
You mentioned Todd Gurley. He's a guy, one of the big things with the LA Rams. Originally, when they moved, the fan base wasn't there. The team wasn't that good. They had no real superstars. Todd Gurley there, he's a guy who really can help this team have a new fan base grow, because one of the big things we mentioned in LA is a marketplace where if your team isn't very good, there's a million other things to do in Los Angeles besides watch a football game. And Todd Gurley there, he can get people in the stands, the Coliseum, until 2019 to pack it there. I think the Rams, they're going to be a very good team to come. And I think it's a great thing that the second largest sports market in North America has a football team again, because I still find it so odd that they went over 20 years with no NFL team there. I figured along the line, somewhere, it would have happened. Someone would have moved sooner than this. I know in 99, they were awarded a team but they couldn't get a stadium done. It is cool to see him back, but after so many years, to me it was a bit baffling, but I do think that Todd Gurley there will be the market attraction for the new Los Angeles Rams.
Well, I was, it's a funny story, I was watching the NFL Network the other day when they actually, it came to fruition that the LA Rams were in fact moving to LA. And they brought up a very good point where when you go play in St. Louis, they're there to play, and then they leave in the offseason anyway. They go to California, LA, Oakland, wherever most of these guys are from. They don't stick around in St. Louis. Now, where the LA Rams players are going to want to stay in LA. They're going to want to have an off-season place here. They're going to train all year round in LA, and they're going to become, family, I guess, not just a player anymore. They're going to be part of the community. And I think this is, like I said before, a great opportunity and a great thing for the NFL. And I'm excited. There's also talk that San Diego could be on board as well. As we all know, they have an option to move there's talk that they can move as well, and it kind of saddens me to see teams move because, like I said, the Rams fan base is loyal. I mean, the Chargers fan base, it's going to be tough to see them go. But for all my WWE fans out there, Triple H says whatever's best for business, and this is best for business.
That is true. That's very true. And of course, you mentioned earlier the Raiders. They're not happy. And there's the rumors going around that one of the most surprising scenarios, the Raiders could be going to San Diego to replace the Chargers if the Chargers do end up going to LA to join the Rams. And to me, I can't fathom the Oakland Raiders being in San Diego. It would be, say, for example, the Oilers moving and the Flames relocating to Edmonton in the NHL.
Well, you know what? Not San Diego, Oakland, that's a weird situation because, I mean, now the Raiders were in talks of moving. The Oakland Athletics, as we all remember, wanted to relocate. I mean, let's be honest here, Avery. If they lose the Raiders and the Athletics are close behind, what does Oakland have anymore? Oakland will, what will it become? I mean, will it become just another rundown part of California again and everybody's scared to go into Oakland? I mean, I'm worried for that city of Oakland, and it kind of keeps the city, I guess, vibrant, and you want to go there. You get to watch the Athletics play and the Raiders, and I think they're so loyal, the Raiders fan base, as we all know, they're crazy. I just think it's going to be a tough pill to swallow, and I think the NFL has caused, I guess, quote-unquote, enough ripples and made the best move for business with the LA Rams. I think they should just leave the Oakland Raiders as is, let them sort out what they need to sort out, maybe a new arena or a new stadium, and maybe this franchise will turn around in Oakland. But I'd like to see him stay. I mean, I just don't get the point. You lose one team in San Diego and the Chargers, down the line. Hopefully that's the talk. And I just don't see a point of the Raiders moving to San Diego. I think they should stay in Oakland and try and work this out.
But the NFL also agrees with that. The NFL wants 2 teams in LA and they want 2 teams in the Bay Area. They do not want to lose one Bay Area team in the form of the Raiders. And the NFL and other owners, they have talked about possibly last case scenario to keep this team in the Bay Area, having them play in Santa Clara with the 49ers. That's a real possibility if they can't get a new stadium done in Oakland.
Well, I think now with that coming up with the Santa Clara possibility, I mean, what does that do now? Does that not take away from the San Francisco 49ers fan base? I mean, when you're so close and when you're that close in the vicinity, what does that do for your fan base? That may take away from the 49ers fan base, and next thing you know, we've got another California football team that's not happy, and that's not best for business. The NFL needs to try and keep everybody even keel here, everybody, satisfied to an extent. The St. Louis Rams, now LA Rams, got their wish and their relocation. Now let's let the dust settle with them. We'll figure out what the Chargers want to do, and let's, try and maybe go back to the drawing board next year. But I just keep it the way it is and let these teams work it out.
Of course.
I think they will. They can find a way.
I believe they will as well, Brad. And it's funny because we can't even really envision an NFL schedule yet for next year because with all this movement, now somebody has to go from the NFC to the AFC and vice versa. Someone's got to move.
No, I like I said, I haven't heard much on that, and it's going to be interesting to see how the NFL deals with that. But obviously something needs to be done, and so you got to do some juggling. But it's going to be interesting to see how they go about that. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm just excited to see the LA Rams continue the success or the upward, I guess, climb of the St. Louis Rams. The St. Louis Rams, they drafted well, and they ended up with Todd Gurley. Mm-hmm. They ended up with Nick Foles from the Philadelphia Eagles, and now they're in LA. So hopefully they can continue this upward trend, and they don't. They're not on the decline on the field rather than off the field.
Of course, one last point on the team shifting. Jeff Fisher's coaching resume, his head coaching resume, Brad, this is one of the weirdest ones in sports history. He's coached 2 franchises, but the movements have gone Houston Oilers, Tennessee Oilers, Tennessee Titans, St. Louis Rams, LA Rams.
That's to me that's funny. I mean, like you're with the same organization, but yet you moved. I mean, like you said, the Oilers became the Titans, and now the St. Louis Rams became the LA Rams. So if you're Jeff Fisher, you got to think again. This is a great career move. And I wish, like I said, I wish the LA Rams the best of luck moving forward. I'm excited, and especially for us on the West in Canada here, this is a great opportunity to. Now you not only have the opportunity to go see Seahawks games in Seattle, 49er games and all that stuff. Now you have an opportunity to go embrace a new franchise in a new area, and that's the LA Rams. I mean, when people travel to LA, they think, oh, let's go watch a hockey game, let's go watch a basketball game, then you got to travel 5 hours to San Francisco to go see a football game. Well, that's not the case now. So you're planning a trip to LA for next year. I mean, obviously, plan for maybe an NBA game and an NFL game. I can't imagine just the electricity in that city right now. I'm excited to hopefully see the new stadium when I go down there next month and kind of see where the Rams will be playing, and hopefully the possibility of returning to LA and going to watch a Rams game. I'm just excited. For especially people in Canada, you got to be excited to hopefully maybe cheer for a new NFL team and not just the Seahawks.
Growing up, for I guess you and me, we both heard about the LA Rams. We've seen highlights of the old LA Rams footage when they played in LA and they played in Anaheim. For me to actually be able to now, next year, go down there and see it, it won't feel real. It really won't feel real.
No, it won't. It's going to feel real weird, especially for us, as you mentioned. I mean, in our generation, we've been so used to the St. Louis Rams. And it's going to take some, getting used to, but we all get over it. It was the same thing for me in the hockey aspect when the Atlanta Thrashers moved and became the Winnipeg Jets. That was really weird for me to see a team back in Winnipeg. I mean, I heard all these stories, about Timo Solani and all that stuff in Winnipeg, and now it actually came through, and I can actually watch them now from my own eyes. So
that's
it's
true.
Really cool, and I think to be able to carry on that history of the LA Rams and all these old stories coming up, now we can create new memories and new stories, and we can tell our grandkids and tell our extended family that, hey, I actually got to see the LA Rams play, right? So it's really cool, and like I said before, I'm excited. I'm excited for the NFL, and I'm more excited for the LA area. It's a great opportunity.
Absolutely, it truly is, Brad. And going from next year's stuff to back to this season, it's the AFC NFC title game matchups. We have the Broncos and the Patriots, and the Cardinals and the Panthers. I won't start in the AFC with the Broncos and the Patriots. It's the 17th and possibly final matchup between Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. It's kind of the end of an era, so I do want to ask you, Brad, is after all the injuries, after all that Peyton Manning's gone through, do you think he'll be able, one final time, to knock off Tom Brady on this weekend?
Well, I brought up the point yesterday and a couple of days ago talking to somebody that, if the Broncos get in an early hole and go down, 14-0 or 10-0, I don't know if Peyton Manning has the ability anymore of the old Peyton Manning to come back and be able to, to win a football game. So, I mean, the question was brought up to me. I mean, when they get in that hole, you bring in Brock. You let Brock experience, playoff football and hopefully, re-energize the football team and hopefully, make a comeback. But I just don't think, for me, and you know this, I'm a Broncos fan. I was having Tom Brady just I've never been a Tom Brady fan. Yes, he's a great quarterback. I'm not taking that away. But I'll tell you one thing. I do have the Broncos beating the Patriots. And, just one last swan song. I would love to see Peyton Manning compete for a Super Bowl and potentially have the opportunity to win one. I think it's a great opportunity. And especially, the same could be set for Carson Palmer. Last week was his first ever playoff win. And the guy's 36 years old. Can you imagine Carson Palmer and Peyton Manning in the same Super Bowl? It's a very real possibility, and that excites me.
Yeah, that would be probably one of the most unlikely ones in NFL history.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it would be. But I do agree with you. Usually I've never been a big Tom Brady fan, but I can't deny the fact that Tom Brady is a great quarterback. He'll be one of the all-time greats. But Tom Brady's bunch, they were a hurting bunch. There's a team where Rob Gronkowski, he's banged up. Julian Edelman, he's banged up. There's a team where they're all going to play, but are they going to be at 100%? No. I think this is a game, it's going to come down to who has the ball last, in my mind, in the fourth quarter.
Well, Avery, as we all know, you can't predict football anymore. We all seen last week in Seattle, in Carolina, we didn't expect them to go down 31 points. But I'll tell you something about this week with Denver and New England. I don't think it's going to be a blowout for either side. This is going to be a very close football game. I believe it's either going to come down to a touchdown or a field goal. And the main component and the main reason why is obviously Tom Brady still finds a way to get it done with that offense, regardless how beat up they are. And we can't deny that the Denver Broncos have the best defense in the league. So this is going to be a very back-and-forth game. And I think, as they say, defense wins championships. If the Broncos defense comes up big and kind of wakes up from last week, because they didn't perform very well last week against this banged-up, Pittsburgh team. If they wake up this week, I think it's going to be a very good football game, a very close football game. Like I said, it's going to come down to one score.
Absolutely. And, of course, in the NFC, we have Carolina and Arizona. And these are two teams. At the start of the season, I figured these would be good teams. I didn't think they would be as good as they would be, the number 1 and number 2 seeds in the National Football Conference. You look at Carolina, and you look at what they've done. It's so tough stopping Cam Newton. If he doesn't win the MVP this year, I'll throw a tantrum if he's not the MVP at the end of the season, Brad.
Avery, I don't know if you remember. Let me flash back in memory to, I believe it was mid-season week. It must have been even earlier, week 6 or 7. Did I not tweet out that Cam Newton would be MVP, and everybody called me crazy? Everybody said, no, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers.
I believe you did, yes.
Cam Newton's going to win it, and you know what? Cam Newton is going to win it. I don't really think there's been an all-around, better quarterback, and everybody says, oh, Cam Newton, it's just a one-man show. Well, no, Cam Newton is not a one-man show. You've seen their receiving core come up big. Jonathan Stewart's come up big and really helped Cam Newton get to where the Panthers are. They're not there because of Cam Newton. Yes, he's a big part of that, but you can't take away from Jonathan Stewart, who's having a big year. Their receiving core is having a big year. Their defense has been, absolutely stellar. And so I really think it's a big team performance, and good on Cam Newton. I really do enjoy this football team, but I gotta tell you, I'm rooting for the Cardinals, and for a few reasons, and that being, well, Carson Palmer. Who knows? This could be it for him. Who knows? And of course, the Eagles wonder, and Larry Fitzgerald, who I've always been a big fan of, even when I was a little kid watching him play. So I do have the Cardinals and Broncos in the Super Bowl, but this one I think is also going to be close. The Carolina Panthers won't come out. They won't score 31 points in the first half. Well, again, never say never, but I just think this is going to be a closer football game. And again, this game also may come down to one possession.
Oh, I agree. Neither of these games will be blowouts, but I will say that we will get New England, Carolina, and just thinking about the money that will come in, Roger Goodell will probably be celebrating if Super Bowl 50 comes down to Cam Newton versus Tom Brady. I can't imagine how happy he would be seeing that in Santa Clara.
Well, yeah, I mean, Roger Goodell, I mean, that's, yeah, he's got to be jumping around in his tighty whities or whatever he does. And, maybe he's the guy. Remember they interviewed for the Powerball and said, I'm going to buy hookers and blow? Well, maybe that's Roger Goodell's way of partying where the Patriots and the Panthers make the Super Bowl. Who knows? I don't know what goes on in the Roger Goodell household.
Oh, gosh, nor do I. But it certainly has been quite a season indeed. And I've heard rumors he's going to be at the halftime show performing. Is that true, Brad?
Oh, yeah. Yes, of course. He'll be up there dancing and busting a move with Coldplay and all those guys, so it's going to be exciting.
Oh, gosh.
I heard Mr. Vic Michaels will also make a cameo, so shout out to one of the best co-hosts on the planet.
Really? He'll be there as Katy Perry's left shark from last year?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he'll be up there. I'll be the other shark. He'll be the left shark, and yeah, we'll be up there dancing. It'll be good times.
Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness! And before we go, I do want to talk about the Edmonton Oilers, a team that's been dancing around the NHL standings. 1 week they're 3 points back of a playoff spot. 1 week they're 7, and now after all their inconsistency, injuries, what have you, they are only 6 points back of the last playoff spot in the Pacific Division. This is a strange year for the Oilers, isn't it, Brad? A very strange season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's an understatement, Avery. It's been a very strange year, and they can't catch a break. You got 2 games or 3 games left till the All-Star break, and they're off for 9 days. So that's a blessing in disguise for this team right now, who need all the time off to just heal up and get some bodies back. We all know Connor McDavid will be back right after the All-Star break. So that's kind of a sigh of relief. I mean, if you wanted somebody to get hurt, and I'm not saying we needed or wanted anybody to get hurt, but, I mean, Hopkins' injury is kind of, quote-unquote, the perfect timing, because you do have one of your other superstars coming back in Connor McDavid. Now, you mentioned the division, and it's not just been a weird year for the Oilers, Avery. It's been a very weird year for that division in general. I mean, we've seen the Anaheim Ducks start out slow. The San Jose Sharks were red hot, and then all of a sudden they're falling off. And who would have thought the Arizona Coyotes, led by Matt Domi and Anthony Duclair, be in third place in this conference and division? And it's just been a very weird year. And like I said, and I told people before, don't count out the Oilers. They're not going to win the Stanley Cup here, okay? Let's not get crazy and ahead of ourselves. But I do believe this team, it'll come down to, a few games left in the season. I do think they're going to miss the playoffs by only, a measly 1, 2, or maybe even 3 points. I do think they will stick in the running. So I have all the faith in the world in Peter Strelly and Todd McClellan to try and improve this team as best they can with the trade deadline coming up just over a month away. And they've done, let's not kid ourselves here, Avery, they've done a terrific job. The coaching staff, Peter Strelly, and I've lost track, and maybe you got the number, Avery, but how many one-goal games have they lost this year? And if that was the old Edmonton Oilers, Avery, they would have lost by 3 or 4 goals every time.
Oh, of course.
Now they're losing by 1 goal. Now, to me, this is an improvement. I look at their record last year at this time to this year. I mean, it's a 10-point difference. You can't tell me this is a better team. Absolutely, it's a better team. Connor McDavid, makes them better. But this is a better team. Zach Kassian, I'm sorry, and I hate to say it, but he's been a welcome addition to this team. The Oilers, they've done with the hands they're dealt this year and the amount of man games they've lost, they've done a great job with what they've had.
Oh, they truly have, and they truly have, Brad. And scoring-wise, he still gets ripped. I don't know why, but Taylor Hall has stepped up in 48 games played. He has 46 points, leads the team in scoring. I don't know what more people want him to do, but he's been having a great year so far, Brad.
I love Taylor Hall, and I always have. I love this game in winter, and he's truly. You see it early on in his career, Avery, where he was childish in some ways. He was throwing the stick, banging the stick. He was getting involved with the coaches. He was, whining and doing what they do. Now we've seen Taylor Hall morph into this leader, morph into this responsible adult in a sense, Avery, and become, one of the, if not, well, I won't say the best player in the NHL, because obviously there's better players, but he's got to be up there. He's up there and one of the best players in the NHL. He's absolutely, to me, really changed his game. You've seen a little spot last game. Him and Todd McLellan got into it. You know what? The coach, Todd McLellan, grabbed him in the second period, said, you know what? It was just constructive criticism. We did it. Taylor Hall started it off, and he went out there and he showed what he can do. And he went out there and set up Leon Draisaitl, and they came back. Unfortunately, they lost the game to Tampa Bay. But what a performance. Taylor Hall's really come into his own. And I am very surprised. When I see the mock rosters for the North American team coming up in the World Cup of Hockey, I am very, very surprised and upset that Craig Button did not put him on that team. He put Ryan Nugent-Hopkins on that team, but not Taylor Hall. I'm upset, and I hope he proves everybody wrong, and Todd McLellan sees that because he's with him day in and day out, and hopefully he is named to this roster. But I'm just excited he's going to the All-Star game, and he can show now the world what he's really become.
Of course, he's truly coming to his own. And you mentioned Leon Draisaitl. Imagine if Draisaitl didn't spend that first year in Edmonton. Imagine if he had more seasoning in junior or some time in the American Hockey League, where he would be. Because we're seeing Leon Draisaitl with some real experience under his belt. And I gotta give this kid a standing ovation. Well done, Mr. Draisaitl, as he is now second in team scoring with 36 points.
Yeah, Dr. Dry, as they call him, in the dressing room. Leon's really become a player that I've liked. I liked when they drafted him as well. People were knocking him and, oh my God, this and that and this and that. The Oilers should have drafted a defenseman. Well, I'll tell you what, he's really turned into the player the Oilers have been looking for years, and that is a mobile power forward with size that could do everything. The guy, he's working on his defensive game. He's really molded into, a really good power forward. He uses his size, he uses his body, and him and Taylor Hall really have. They read each other's mind. Taylor Hall knows when Leon's on the ice, and Leon knows when Taylor Hall's on the ice, and they click, and they're fun to watch. It's really fun to watch, and you know what? This is only the tip of the iceberg for Leon Draisaitl. I'm excited to see him in 5-6 years to really see the player that he's really become.
His game is only going to go up more and more, and the praise will only come more and more. And I know I went to goaltending with this team. Twitter's a funny place. One day people love Cam Talbot, Anders Nielsen. The other day people want to see them dealt. So you know what? Yes, at times they've been frustrating, but I'm more confident in these two net than in many years past.
I completely agree. And you know what? Oilers fans are very hard to please. I've come to really understand that and know that. Whether it be they're knocking Justin Schultz one game, they want Taylor Hall traded, they want Jordan Eberle traded, they want Cam Talbot traded, they want Anders Nielsen demoted and call up Warren Bourgeois. I've literally heard it all. And, they weren't happy when Yanni Niedema played in Edmonton and the boneheaded mistakes he made on defense. I mean, stop with the armchair GM and just watch this team develop, watch this team grow. It's you know what? Like I said, and I mentioned off the top of the show, it's been a fun team to watch. This team is more competitive. This team is better. Yes, they got improvements. I'm not saying Justin Schultz is, the greatest defenseman out there. Brendan Davidson's learning. Darnell Nurse, I believe, will become a top-paying defenseman in this league, whether it's with the Oilers or somewhere they need to. I think Nurse will become a very big and mean defenseman. That's my strong belief. And as for the goaltending, I mean, I'm on board with you, Avery. I love the goaltending. Who was the goalie when Cam Talbot was cold? Anders Nielsen was the guy. Now, who's the goalie when Anders Nielsen doesn't have it? Cam Talbot is the guy. Yes, in a perfect world, we would love both goaltenders to be hot. In a perfect world. But I'll tell you one thing. The last time I checked, I'm not in a perfect world. So, I mean, you got to ride one goalie when one goalie's hot. And there's going to be days that another goalie doesn't have it. Yes, it was a stupid play for Anders Nielsen to leave the net and challenge Brian Boyle short-handed, for sure. But you know what? Whatever. That's the point of the game. They lose, move on. Tomorrow's a new day. I mean, let's not, want to trade this whole entire team. And as for Warren Brossoit, I don't think he's ready. I think give him a year in Bakersfield. Yes, he's tearing it up. But as you can contest, Avery, the AHL is a different beast from the National Hockey League. When Warren Brossoit gets up here, and he has a bad game, everybody wants to trade him too. So
it's true.
As I said, nobody's happy.
No.
Right? Like, you're not happy unless the Edmonton Oilers are winning the Stanley Cup. Well, I hate to break it to you. The Oilers are still a few years probably from even making the playoffs. Yeah, we've been riding this rebuild or whatever it may be, but it's the truth, right? Like, we can't live, and that's the problem with Oilers fans. They live in this fantasy world. If you want to win the cup for 5 years in a row yet. Well, the 1980s, hockey is completely different. The game's evolved, and they're not even close yet. They got a lot of growing to do, and a lot of people might hate me for that statement, but they have a lot of growing to do. And is Todd McLellan the guy? Absolutely. Is Peter Strzeller the guy? Absolutely. And they're going to get us there. But you got to give them time. You got to give them more than 48 games or whatever it is to write off Todd McLellan, Peter Strzeller, and this Edmonton Oilers team. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely. And you mentioned those 80s Oilers. Those 80s Oilers, their first year in the league, Brad. Guess how many points the first year Oilers had in NHL?
Oh, God. It's got to be something ridiculous. I don't know. I don't even want to speculate. But
it was 69, and they were sub 500.
There you go.
They didn't come out of the gate hot. They got their tails kicked often in the early years, and this core will experience that. They're not going to be gangbusters. They're not going to win the cup, like you said. They might win the cup in 7 to 8 years, but yeah, the cup isn't coming back here for quite some time, so we're going to have to relax a little bit.
Yeah, no, and that's the other thing. Like, I read on forums or on the Edmonton Oilers fan page on Facebook or whatever it may be that, let's trade for this guy, let's trade. Trades aren't that easy anymore. You got to give up something to get somebody now. You can't shaft a team and get a Wayne Gretzky. It's not going to work. I mean, back in the day, it might have worked. Now it doesn't work so much. You got to give up. A Jordan Eberle to get something as fair or better in return. Right? And that's where the Oilers fans tend to dream. Oh, let's get Steven Stamkos. Well, Steven Stamkos, I hate to break it to you, is not coming here.
No.
It's not happening. Right? So we need to break the mold of this fantasy draft, this NHL 16 type of reality and come into actual reality where this is the team we got, this is the hands we're dealt, and let's deal with it.
Exactly.
There will be a trade made. Peter Strzeller won't stand around. He's going to make a trade when he sees fit, but he won't make a trade to worsen the team. He's going to make a trade to better the team, and obviously there's nothing there at this point.
You can't fleece a team anymore for a superstar.
So I think we need to take a step back here. We need to be grateful where this team's at and the growth and improvement that this team has made. And, be happy. Yes, we got Connor McDavid. We lucked out. We lucked out with the lottery pick. And you know what? I guarantee you, and this ain't going to be another lottery pick year for the Oilers. They're going to get a high pick, but they're not going to get number one. As much as Austin Matthews would be nice, we don't need Austin Matthews anymore. Let's build around. Now, let's keep the core of Hall, Everly, Draisaitl, and McDavid, and let's build around that.
Exactly.
And go from there. I mean, everybody say, oh, we want Austin Matthews. No, we don't want Austin Matthews because we don't need Austin Matthews. We need a defenseman, and that's, you know, the Oilers they just gotta go and do something because they're gonna draft somebody. Let's face it, they're gonna draft high. Would I like Matthews Tkachuk? For sure. Would I like Austin Matthews? Hell yeah. But that's not what the Edmonton Oilers need, the defenseman. And I truly believe if their player is on the board or he's gone by the time the Oilers draft, that pick will be established defenseman.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it'll be interesting this summer. Obviously, we're getting ahead of ourselves. But, I mean, we'll see what they do at the trade deadline and then moving forward for the rest of the year.
We really will. And before I let you go, Brad, one last question. Did you get a chance to go to the Rogers Place sneak peek, which drew people?
No, I did not get a chance, no, but my wife is actually there helping, I guess, construct the building, put all the doors in and whatnot. And so they tell me a little bit about it when they get home from work, and it sounds like quite the state-of-the-art building. And you know what, I'm just from seeing pictures online and you know, people talk about it, I'm excited. It's a great thing for Edmonton, a great thing for the downtown core. And I'm excited for the Oilers to get into it. You know, you got the McEwen hockey team, you know, just right down the road or whatever it may be. And I'm just excited about the surrounding areas as well. Hopefully help revitalize downtown and make downtown an enjoyable place again in Edmonton.
I can't wait for it. But you know what was amazing, Brad, with the sneak peek was you couldn't convince me to stand outside -20 and wait half an hour to get in to see an unfinished stadium.
Yeah.
You couldn't convince me to do that. I'm sorry. I'll see it again in the fall when it's nice and warm out.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll see it when I go watch my first Oilers game next year. Right? It's a big deal for the city of Edmonton. I get that. I understand that as a hockey fan. It's a huge deal to get a new arena. But I'm not going to stand outside -23 to go look at a show.
No.
It's not my idea of fun. So.
Not at all. And Brad, what's up next on Bradcast Sports for you guys, for you and Mr. Michaels?
Well, you will be the first person to hear about this. First and foremost, but January 31st, Mr. Jordan Avry will stop by Bradcast Sports. We'll get to talk to him and talk about the Edmonton Oilers and his season thus far. So, again, January 31st, during the All-Star break, he'll be on for a good 15 minutes, and we'll get to chat with him and pick his brain a bit. And I'm excited to do it. It's a big feat for us. And way to start 2016. So
that's a massive get for you boys.
Thank you. Yeah.
Of course, Brad. As always, thanks for coming on. We'll do it again sometime, my man.
Absolutely, anytime. Just give me a call and we'll do it anytime.
Of course, sir.